Kia ora te iwi, and welcome back to The Chew. Coming at you from the studio here in Kamuriwai, Arrowtown. Ko Arrowtown Dad tēnei. And this week we have the bro Arne back. Kia ora bro.
Kia ora bro. How are you?
Good man. So today's chat's going to be about Waitangi Day.
Yeah.
So we'll do, well, first of all, Waitangi Day's just finished, right? So we only just happened on the weekend. Now? Yeah, recovering, bro. I had to recover, man. It was pretty hard work, eh?
It's hard work. It's hard work. Extroverting. I've just been laying it all out all day long.
Extrovert, yeah, you're right. That's
a lot of people did laugh at your jokes, though, bro. They did, just quietly to themselves.
Yeah, I had like 4 people that come up and said, "Oh, your dad jokes are awesome."
Yeah, was they all dads?
No.
Oh, there you go.
No, 2 of them were mums. Yeah, one of them loved it. She just went on about it. So, just to, I guess, frame the conversation, bro, we had our Waitangi Day celebration here in Queenstown. And the place that we work, both me and Arne work at, QLDC, we put on the celebration. We were the co-hosts, I suppose.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to look at it. So
yeah.
The way it works, so for Tahu, the treaty was signed in 3 different places. So one was Rūnaka marae near Akaroa. One was Otako marae over in Dunedin. Then the other one was on Ruapuki Island, but it's a bit hard to get out there. So they do at Awarua Marae and Bluff. So, but logistically for our Southland and Otago whānau, when it goes to Rūnaka, it's quite a long way for them to go for one day. So I think a couple of years ago you were involved. They said, well, how about we go inland? They came inland and they came inland again. Co-hosting alongside, which was pretty special for us.
Yeah, it was good. And we had, now, I didn't recognise a lot of people, bro, but I'm assuming we had representatives from all the Rūnaka, whitu.
Whitu. I was the same. So obviously with the Prime Minister going to Rūnaka, Tahu wanted to get as much of their rangatira up there as possible. But we had all 7 represented by at least 1 or 2. Some a lot more, especially given the star-studded the program that we put on. But there was. But the kaikōrero for our side, from a Kaitahu point of view, so you had Edward Allison from Otako, he's the upoko over there. And then Dean Whanga spoke for Murihuku. And they sandwiched our mate.
Our mayor.
Our mayor.
Glenn.
Did well, didn't he? So,
he did. He did well.
Yeah, so that was the most of it. And then, once the photos come out, you'll see the pie, and pretty much the entire front row was representatives of what is it? Ka Papatipu Rūnaka whitu.
Yeah, that's
7 Papatipu Rūnaka who have a shared interest in the Queenstown Lakes.
It's crazy,
It's a mouthful.
And those Papatipu whitu, are they only the lower South Island?
Yeah, so
Rūnaka?
Moiraki is probably the most north.
Yeah, the most north.
And they're so Moiraki, then going down you got Pukitaraki, then Otako, Hokanui over in Gore.
Hokanui,
Waihopai and Invercargill, then you got Awarua down in Bluff, Oraka Aparima. I think that's a 7.
7,
so,
that's them.
Yeah. So very coastal, or mainly coastal based, with the exception of, I don't know where, Gore. Hokanui, Gore. And
Gore.
I mean, you could say Waihopai is slightly inland, but Bluff and Invercargill are pretty much the same place, aren't they?
Yeah.
Probably cause some upset people there, but pretty much the same place.
Wow, with a different marae, I guess. They like to be autonomous.
So it was good to see them here because, as I sort of said, we don't get the opportunity in Tahuna to do that sort of thing very often. So it's always special when we can get them in.
Yeah, so and to carry on the framing of this conversation, so Arne pretty much had to organise the whole thing.
Yeah, no.
He had to contact. Well, he had to do the cultural
Yeah.
side of things, So
Yeah.
had to contact all the representatives of all the Rūnaka, and confirm their attendance. Confirm some of the other stuff that was going on.
I had a big team behind me.
Big team.
It wasn't me. I had a massive team, both council and Rūnaka.
Yeah.
Paulette was.
Yeah.
She was pretty key. And,
she's the main contact.
And wrangling and
yeah.
And Okaho and Te Ao Marama as well.
Yeah.
So but yeah, the team behind me as far as organising the event. Man, I threw them some curveballs.
Hey, it's a Māori kaupapa, bro. That's how it rolls, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So.
And then then the bro here dragged me in to be MC for the event. So we had fun, bro.
Yeah, we did have fun, but can't be a Māori event with a Pākehā MC. So we've got to go to the most famous Māori in the land.
Yeah, and instead you got me. No, it was fun though, bro. It was cool, and thanks for jumping up and chucking that music on. Yeah, and doing the old doing the dance.
Doing the old dance. Yeah. There's some videos floating around that I haven't quite seen yet.
I'm sure.
I'm sure they'll pop up at the point where we want them least. But it's quite we just everything was running so smoothly that we got way ahead of time.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that.
And we had to do some gap filling.
Yeah.
So and people were getting sick of those jokes. But no, we tried our best, and in the end, that's what I loved about that event is everyone wanted to be involved, whether they were in the crowd, sitting in the invites only tent, or sitting in the stall. We everyone wanted to be involved, and so it was good to have a wee bit of take the mickey out of ourselves and have a kani.
I think it's important to bring that kind of vibe, eh? Yeah. Otherwise, you risk making Waitangi a little bit too serious,
Yeah, and that's that is some of the reflections going into Waitangi is these concerns that Waitangi Day is exclusive. That's just for Māori. I don't think these people have clearly read the document.
No.
I was really proud of our community last week. They stepped up and they came and they partook in their own way. Yeah. Some in a more formal capacity, and some just came to chill out, eat some kai, watch some performances, and have a good time in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a good day all round, bro, and I think the keynote speakers were great. I really enjoyed the chat.
Quite Takuta.
Yeah, old Takuta got on there.
Yeah, well, he wasn't supposed to be on the panel. That's why we shifted. It was supposed to be in the tent, but
I was glad that he did.
I think he just brought a different vibe to the other three.
That sort of the real strong political angle to it.
Yeah, and the call to action type vibe. Because for Māori it is feeling a little bit like that. Yeah. That is a time for us to stand up and mahi tahi, but the others are academics.
Yeah, that's right.
So some of us can't play with them up in the clouds of academia, and I love that sort of stuff. Don't get me wrong, but having academics is great. It gives you some good kaupapa to back up your whakaaro. You can sort of quote stats and you can give reasons and whatnot. But that vibe and that tone that Takuta brings is that that solidarity type. It's time to go to war type.
Yeah,
vibe.
I mean,
not war. You know what I mean?
They
come together.
I know. He sort of really brought the political issues to the forefront, right? Because he's for those of you who don't know, Takuta Ferris, who's the MP for Te Taitonga, the Māori electorate in the south, he attended our event as well, and so because he's a current politician in Parliament at the moment, he brought that political sort of unrest vibe to the speakers. The other speakers were one of my favourite kaiako at Kurereo, that's Hane O'Regan, and Edward Ellison.
Daughter of,
yeah.
Daughter
So
of.
Tipene, Tā Tipene.
Yeah.
And of course, we also had Janine Hayward as well, who's a professor of political studies in Otago University. So it was a good diverse group.
She was good.
Yeah.
She was really, really good. I really enjoyed her whakaaro. She just sat back.
Yeah.
She just sort of, and she didn't try to speak from anyone else's point of view except her own.
Yeah. Well, she's what I like about people like having people like that on a discussion panel is they come at you with facts. It's more evidence based information that they're sharing with you. It's not. It's less opinion based, or it's less how you feel about things. So it's good. You've got,
and it's backed up.
Yeah,
it's backed up. It's not my koro told me this, or my queer told me this. It's backed up with study after study.
Yeah,
after
with
study,
studies.
you know. And same, Hana O'Regan, actually, we were able to secure her as a speaker in the most Māori way. We'll chuck you some petrol vouchers and, that sort of stuff. And then I think that night, about a couple of hours later, she got requested to
That's
go
right,
and speak
to go to Waitangi.
To go to Waitangi or somewhere real special like that.
Yeah.
And she'd already, committed.
And good on her, she made the commitment. So
yeah.
So
So
I was really happy to see her anyway. She recognises my face. I don't think she knows my name, but she recognises me from Kurereo, so it's always good to catch up. Yeah.
Oh, probably from that TV show. What's that TV show that you do, bro? Yeah. But the reflection I had on the whole day, bro, and you had a big part to do this, and one of the big requests that I've had since from General Queenstown is it'd be really amazing to get a translation of the pōwhiri and all the whai kōrero that went on during the pōwhiri. And there was some incredible whai kōrero there, not just from the first language Māori speakers or fluent Māori speakers. Taku Te Ferris's one was incredible, but even Peter Kelly from QLDC, he was the first one to speak for the Manuhiri.
Yep.
Flawless. They do it without notes. He was the head of the army for like 20 years, so he's obviously had some experience there. But one comment I heard from Rūnaka was, how good is it to come to Tahuna and do something that Māori do and not have to explain ourselves. We don't have to explain what we were saying. We don't have to. And that was sort of my stance around this whole should we translate it. Because this was the first time, to my knowledge, I've only been here for a year and a bit, that QLDC has been able to partner in a way and deliver something of that sort of cultural significance completely into Reo Māori.
I think you're probably right. Although, like when we do mihi whakatau and stuff like that, we try and stick to those rules as well until after the formalities.
But even at the end of this, we didn't explain.
No.
It wasn't until your bit, because you are the MC, so you are there to explain what just happened and where we're going to now.
Bro, I wouldn't normally. I would never do that, because part of my whakaaro is, if you want to know what that is,
learn Māori.
Come and learn it. We have. So I agree with. I can't remember exactly who said this. Maybe it was Po Te Mara, but he's. Oh no, it was Te Heketu Blake. Yeah, it was Leon Blake that said this. He said there's so few places where we can practice being Māori in its totality. And even within those situations, we're being forced to break rules for non-Māori.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, no, these are the few times that we get to practice, exactly what we need to do as Māori,
and,
without all of that outside influence. There are so many non-Māori spaces and situations.
Yeah.
There's like an infinite number of them out there.
Well, 95% of the day was delivered in English.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. And so for this one little period, I fully agree with Te Heketu Blake now. I'm like, we do this so less often than any other English thing that, no, we should hold to a Māori kaupapa and the kawa of doing it in Māori.
Let us set the table, right? Like that's what it is. It's allowing tikanga and tradition to set the table for everyone to eat at. And that's what we did. And to be able to do it's these little wins. Our mayor standing up as a leader of our community, speaking completely into Reo Māori, and not just a pepeha and thank you. It was a well-versed, well-rehearsed
some
whai
meaningful
kōrero from the heart. He did a lot of work on doing that and bringing it together. And to the, ngā manu hou and the other people standing up and singing as waiata tautoko for him, because, to me, this whole what does rangatiratanga look like, that's what it looks like.
It is a space for everyone, So now I'll shift focus just quickly, bro, and I'll let you just give our listeners, our watchers, a quick blurb on what is Waitangi Day. So if someone fresh off the boat come to you and said, what is this Waitangi Day? How would you explain it, bro?
Man, I don't know if I have the quick blurb, to be honest. The short and sharp thing is that Waitangi, Te Tiriti o Waitangi is a document. And we can talk about in what language it was written, in what verse, in which stanza or whatever. But essentially it was an agreement between two sovereign nations, and I do mean that as sovereign nations, to be able to coexist together, and you sort your stuff out, we'll sort our stuff out, and there'll be some crossover between us, right? So that's the document. I suppose the day is there to commemorate. I don't know if we'd celebrate. I think, and we can have this conversation, I'm pretty comfortable with the word celebrate Waitangi Day, because we are the only indigenous culture in the world with a treaty with its colonising people. How that's interpreted is another conversation, but that's a cause for celebration. My big thing around Waitangi Day is it gives us a little bit in our calendar every year where we can just check in on the relationship, or just put things to the side, right?
I thought you were going to say that it's a day off from work, bro.
Yeah, well, it's that as well. Well, not for some of us.
It's
right?
it is never a day off for me, bro. I can't remember the last Waitangi Day I actually had off to relax. Not that I'm complaining, because I love being involved in any cultural events.
It was that, but so for me, Waitangi Day, there's so much depth that you can go to. But for me, and especially within a QLDC point of view, not many people understand why Te Tiriti o Waitangi had to happen, or how it come to happen. And we always talk about the agreement, but we very rarely, Māori talk about it a lot, talk about what's happened since. And what does 185 years under Te Tiriti o Waitangi look like? And traversing everything that has happened, but more in what does it look like now, and what is it going to look like in 15 years? So what does the next 200 years look like under Te Tiriti o Waitangi?
Oh, well, before we get into that rabbit hole, bro.
No, that's a 15-hour podcast time.
I'll just summarise just quickly. So Te Tiriti o Waitangi, it was a document signed by 580 odd chiefs from all around Aotearoa, from iwi representatives from all around Aotearoa. And that document was signed in 1840. With an agreement between two sovereign nations. Yep, between the Crown of England and the Māori who were the inhabitants here at the time. And it seemed like a good idea at the time. Into Māori it was, but then it very quickly turned into a situation of those agreements not being upheld. So yeah, and that's sort of
in short.
That's short and
that's
sweet
how
of
you
it.
do it in short.
Yeah, and we sort of now it creates this massive big discussion about what is the treaty, and of course the ACT Party, David Seymour, has tried to create a bit of a smokescreen to the rest of New Zealand to say, hey, let's all decide what the principles of the treaty are, which bugs me no end, because academics and legal scholars have already decided that.
It's irrelevant, right? Because the Te Tiriti or Waitangi is an agreement between the Crown, i.e. at the time the Queen of England, and the Joint Chiefs, and that was actually something that was brought up by a National Party minister at the time, that the public don't get a say because it's not an agreement that the public signed. And
absolutely.
So
are they affected? Yeah, they're affected.
Yeah.
But the agreement was not between all citizens within New Zealand. It was the sovereign Māori nation. Yeah.
And the ruler of the sovereign nation of England. So, and it's quite an interesting one as well, because there's so many different kōrero around it, but essentially the crux of it is England wanted New Zealand before the French could get it.
Yep.
They wanted to be here long before the French.
Not even just the French. There were a few other countries that were circling as well. But France had set up shop, and so they were really looking at exerting their influence as well. So
it's still around today. Have you been to Akaroa? Like, there's some incredible stuff there.
Yeah. There's a bit of
I haven't been
French
there for
architecture,
a while, but surely there'd be a good French bakery there.
I don't care, bro. I just make a beeline straight to Ōnuku Marae. That's I've been there a couple of times. I love it, man. The marae there is awesome.
Yeah, of the 18 different marae or Rūnaka, I've ticked off 11. I've got 7 to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I have no idea how many I've been to. I haven't bothered counting, but don't even know if it's that many, to be honest.
Yeah. So there is 18. Some of them are a little bit flashier than others. But Some of the marae down here are like top level, man. Yeah.
They're really, really good. Underfloor heating.
Well, so I have a kōrero about that, Rāpaki marae, Te Wheke marae and Rāpaki in Christchurch, because I did a bit of stuff over there, and I stayed there when I was a teenager, for kapaka camp and all that sort of stuff. And it was just, it was a marae. It was a nice marae, but it was just a marae.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you go there and it looks like it's some sort of flash architecturally designed library. Like it's pretty incredible.
Nice, bro. It's nice.
They have underfloor heating there.
Yeah.
And what they do, I'm pretty sure, and someone can correct me, but they pump all their hot water for their showers and stuff under the floor of the wharenui. So you can save money on the heat pumps, you know? So if you're heating your water, you might as well get your water to heat your room, which is a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's the classic English way of doing it with radiators, So
But then the architect obviously never designed the wharenui before, forgets how hot a wharenui gets at night. And so we were there for an overnight, for a noho. And it would have been close to 40, 50 degrees.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Because you couldn't turn off, you could turn off the hot water, but it means you have cold showers.
Yeah.
So
it's... The heating was broken just before we went there. And
you're lucky, mate.
No. So they got the roof panel heaters, I think, as well in there. So, but it was all fixed and it was all working when we got there.
Oh, okay.
And... beautiful sleep, bro. It wasn't too hot.
Wasn't too hot?
Not for me, yeah. So whatever they've done, they must have sorted that out. Yeah.
I've only stayed in a marae 3 times in my life, overnight. Slept in a marae.
3 times?
3 times.
What kind of Māori are you, bro? What are you on about?
I don't know why, but when I was about 6 years old, you know how you've got all the mate, the photos of the mate on the walls. So
Not in our marae.
not in your
home.
marae?
Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So up home we do, and must have been about 6 or 8 years old.
Most of them do. Yeah.
My older cousins, it was my first time sleeping on marae. My older cousins, when I was asleep, got some of the photos off and put them on me whilst I was sleeping, and then put the sheets on, because this is when all the kids stay in the wharenui, right? So all the parents are off in their own hotels or tents or whatnot, and then they put the sheets over themselves and pretended to be ghosts, and so I held. You were
traumatized.
Yeah, I held that trauma. I went through high school. And did manu kōrero and things like that. Didn't have to stay in marae. No, I've got trauma.
Yeah.
Got all the way to 36 or 37 years old. Did not have to. Always taught myself out of sleeping on marae.
And how do you feel about it now? You still hold to
fine.
that?
No, I've got my tricks. I take my bag. I take a kit set. So I go and I get the furthest corner from the toilets. So the corner furthest away from the toilets. And then I get the seats, which are generally all packed up from a pōwhiri or whatnot. And I create myself a little corner with walls. And then, I create myself a little hotel room.
Sure.
Haven't had to, if I had to stay on a marae when it was full, for a big tangi or something, it's all right, because I'll just go to the hotel down the road. That's me. But I just create my little pocket, get my 3 mattresses, pile them up. Quite funny taking people onto marae for the first time and then taking 3 mattresses. Yeah. Because they get their 1, they put it down, and then you show up with 3 and your 16 pillows, and they just, no, what the heck is this guy up to?
No, that's out the gate, bro.
Yeah. So, that's my marae story.
Ah, sweet. Well, my personal experience with marae is, and this has changed since I've been in Te Waitangi. So when it, up on the East Coast, we always stayed at marae, because we always went to tangi. And this is the same in Gisborne. So I'm rongo whakātau as well as Ngāti Porou, and Daitanga Mahaki as well. So, we stayed on all the marae all around Gisborne, East Coast region, ever since I was a little kid. But there was always this weird thing, hey, if I went outside of the East Coast region and had to sleep in a marae, I'd last one night, man. Yeah. So I would, if I had to go to a tangi, and if it was a close relative, tangi could be as long as 3 days. Yeah. So I would, outside of that takiwā, outside of the East Coast, I would only ever stay one night, and then that'd be me, man. Because I'd always get, I don't know what it is, I don't call myself a spiritual person, bro, but I'd always get the heebie-jeebies or something.
Yeah. I definitely get that. If I have, even when I go back home, I always try to jump in as a manuhiri. I know it's not overly tika, but I like, if I've been away from my marae for a long time, I'll jump on the manuhiri and make sure that I get the call back.
Yeah, right.
So, and it's just something that I don't feel comfortable unless I've ticked a couple of boxes. Yeah. Unless I've jumped in and helped prepare the kai or done some dishes or,
No, I don't do that, bro. I don't roll in the kitchen.
You don't roll in the kitchen. You don't sit there with the fake glass.
The tea towel with the tea towel. Yeah, the towel there trick. Yeah, bro. And, walk around with a tea towel on my fucking shoulder, and I'll peel some spuds, bro. I can do that. Yeah, but definitely. I can't bone a fucking mutton, man. That's not my thing. No.
Or the kina, cracking kina.
Oh yeah. I'll do the kaimona as well. That's all good.
I've told you I don't eat kaimona.
Yeah, you told me that.
don't eat.
Yeah, you're different, bro.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
different, man. But you're not different. You're not, because I've met more and more people, more and more Māori who are not big seafood eaters, you know? Like, it was strange when I was young, everybody was, but now that I'm older, I'm like, my children don't eat seafood, not really, and my nephew doesn't eat seafood, and he's...
Do you reckon it's where you get brought up?
No,
like
it shouldn't.
It's not a part of your diet, no, frequently as a kid, you know?
I think so. Like, I am a classic kid who would never have eaten a kina or a paua. I would never have got a taste for it if I had never had it early in my life. Because I don't like eating yucky food.
Yeah.
And thankfully to me, kinas and paua are not yucky because I've got a taste for it. But if I didn't have a taste for it, I'd never eat them.
The textures aren't common.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different texture. And so all of a sudden, not only are you having to battle with a different flavour, you're having to battle with a different texture.
Texture of food,
and
yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably, and I'm conscious of it with my kids. You know, my youngest isn't on solids yet, he's only 5 months. But the limit of fish that my daughter gets is in the fingers variety.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, if we were ever to put something, you know, like a delicacy in front of her, she'd turn her nose up because it's not coated in breadcrumbs and deep fried.
It doesn't have 10 teaspoons of sugar in it.
Yeah. But I mean, she'll get a fish from the fish and chip shop, and she'll pull the batter off and eat the fish normally fine. She's happy with that. But if I pan fried her a fish or something like that, but also because I don't eat it, I'm not going to cook it. You know, so
yeah.
But
that's how we roll, bro. It's times are different. I'm used to that now. In a way, it's kind of, I feel a bit ripped off because I was sort of a kid on the outer when I was growing up. You know, like all my cousins were big, tough Māori, all like top rugby players, all fight. You know, that wasn't me. I wasn't that kid, eh?
No.
So
I was always the one that started the fight.
Well, they got me to start fights sometimes.
Yeah.
But I just remember thinking, man, I was born in the wrong time, eh? Because I just don't vibe with some of this live off the land type stuff, even though I can.
love the thought of it, but I'm probably just a wee bit lazy. Like, I like,
that was me.
You know, and there's some creature comforts of colonisation that
you just can't do without, eh?
Can't do without.
Can't do without it, bro. Got to have my KFC.
Got to have.
I never tent anymore, bro. They're like, fuck tenting when I go camping. And now they've got a caravan. Never again. Never again.
Yeah. I was going to see if you wanted to sell your one, but that's fine.
No. I love it, bro.
But,
and I've got to give it, when I'm finished with it, I'm giving it to my son as well. Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. I'll find my own, don't worry. Everyone down here has caravans, though.
Yeah. It's sort of a thing, I guess, because I found out the hard way.
You're so close to
and
a thousand
it's
different things, right?
Well, it's the cold, bro. So like up in the north, it's all good to go around in tents to go to camping ground in tents, but fuck down here, it's way too cold to go in tents, man. No, keep that. Yeah.
No, that's true, but the caravans are coming. Yeah, caravans are coming.
Good on ya.
Yeah.
Anyway, we sort of diverted off the Waitangi track.
Treaty. Oh, we always come back.
Yeah, we always come back to it, and our time's almost up actually, bro. So we'll kind of we'll do a bit of a wrap up. But before we wrap up, so will you be honest, bro? Be honest. Were you starstruck with meeting the bro Jason Momoa?
So that was one of the hardest things to keep secret because my bro.
You didn't keep it secret, bro.
I didn't keep it secret. No.
We knew all about it.
Yeah. That wasn't my fault though. That was not my fault. So I actually we did a mihi whakatau for him the night before.
Yeah.
At the Sherwood, and that was we were a little bit nervous that if he came on with the manuhiri, we didn't really know who was in the manuhiri.
Oh.
So we sort of thought,
who brought him
on? So he sat on the pai with Tahu. So we did the mihi whakatau, and he came as a special guest
by himself.
with Kotahi.
Oh, some of the Kotahi fellas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he sat with the Rūnaka heads, and that's just a health and safety thing, to be honest. Like we only knew what we knew, and so we thought that if we could surround him with the biggest looking fellas, then maybe he wouldn't, get approached. But we actually, I had to text his bro and apologise because our community got a little bit grabby when we wanted to take some photos a wee bit later.
Oh, really?
So
that night?
No, during the Waitangi day.
Oh, yeah.
So we we put him in the tent with some of Rūnaka, and we people would approach him for a photo and things like that, and that's Papatipu, right? We would just sort of say, oh, he's just having a chat now and whatnot, because he was there with his bro Rick, and with
was that quite a big guy as well with a shaved head?
No, he's sort of light-headed in a ponytail.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. So it wasn't a security guard; it's just a manager or something like that. And then his girlfriend Adria was there as well.
Yeah.
So we had to sort of just manage, just give him some space and things like that. But sort of thought, oh well, all the kids were hanging around for a photo from the kapaka group, so I sort of said, oh, how about we just let them take a photo as a rōpū together with him, and then that's 2 photos, and then that's it, And the kids were awesome. They were really respectful, and they got their group photo and sort of said, oh, well, can I take 1 or 2? And it was fine. But then once the kids had finished, it was the mums.
I know. They're feral, man.
And
they're just crazy about him,
Yeah. And rightly so. He's almost as good looking as we are.
Yeah.
But
Fiona, that's you. Talking about you, Fiona.
But they were sort of like just pushing his girlfriend out of the way. And
really?
So they got a little bit uncomfortable. So I just sort of thought, hey, it's going to be like this all day. So
get him out of there.
Yeah, let's just get him out of there, and yeah.
I mean, fuck, what do you expect, bro? Come on.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm sure he's used to it.
You're fucking Aquaman, for God's sakes. Of course it's going to happen to you.
Yeah. It's, but we also, it was potentially getting to the point where I was taking the focus off the kaupapa of the day as well. And how Queenstown is it to have someone like him there, right? So it was our special flavouring, but he was really privileged to come along. He was privileged with me whakato. He's looking at doing some pretty awesome and amazing things down here, in not just Aotearoa but in the Pacific, around Pacific and Polynesian storytelling through movies. So we're going to see him here a lot more, and he's pretty passionate about it. So hopefully he's able to bring some of our rangatahi along for the ride, and some of us older fellas as well.
Yeah, cool. So after the main celebration, it was up to the gardens up at Kararo Gardens, and for the Mana Tahuna event up there as well.
What a cool way to finish off the day.
Yeah, it was.
Because I loved our event, but it was quite structured.
Yeah.
Because we had formalities and things like that, and it was a square, and it was quite organised and things like that, which it needed to be.
Yeah.
Because you've got people performing in kapaka groups and whatnot. But their vibe up there was just, hey, just take a seat wherever you want.
Just do
sprawl
whatever.
out on the grass, listen to music, have some kai.
And it was good to catch up with with all the locals, because a lot of them weren't able to come down and spend time down in our event because they were up getting ready for their event up in the garden. So it was good to get up there, see Matu and Ned and them having a jam.
He loves
singing
it,
all our old songs. It was awesome.
Did you watch Ho and Ha?
No.
Ho and Ha? They were a group from down south.
Oh yeah,
they're pretty good.
Yeah,
they just, how you go to a Māori garage party, like especially us living down here, and they just rock out some songs that you haven't heard since you're a kid. Or since you're younger, you're like, Spotify.
Add to. Well, I hear them all the time, bro. Every time I go home, they're still playing those old songs. Yeah. My nephew plays all my mum's old songs, you know, so it's crazy, you know, like to hear that old music still going up home, up on the coast. Love it, bro. Yeah.
Another output from Waitangi Day actually is, and this will be news to most from the kohanga, is the koha that was given by Manuhiri for Waitangi Day at the pōwhiri. Rūnaka, so Edward, Dean and Glenn sort of sat there and went, what are we going to do with this? You know, we've hosted, but it's co-hosted, so where do we distribute these funds? So they decided that they'll give it to the kohanga. So that's starting up at Arrowtown.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some money coming your ways.
Cool.
Kohanga reo or Papatipu Wai Māori.
Awesome.
Not heaps, but
no, anything is appreciated, eh?
Yeah.
But,
it's a good gesture.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's probably us, bro. We've gone over time a little bit, so yeah, good to have you back and
do this a wee bit more often.
Yeah, this will be the first of many that we can have a chat about whatever's going on, bro. Māori kaupapa in the region is sort of is the main focus, but whatever's going on, eh? Yeah,
there's some cool things happening this year. So.
Yeah, cool. Have you got any final words on Waitangi or our chat today, bro?
Oh, just a big mihi to the entire community, really, not just Māori, the whole community. That not only if you came and helped out, you know, by doing some mahi, obviously a big mihi to you, but just coming and being a part of the day. I was really proud of our community that day.
Yeah.
We don't get to do this stuff often.
Yeah.
So to do it as well as we did it, man, it was pretty cup filling to me, and ticked a thing off on my performance review as well. You know? So
that's good to hear, bro. That's good.
We love ticking boxes at QLDC. Hey?
Well, and on that note, bro, I guess we'll sign off from there. So if you enjoyed this video, pop us a like by clicking on the thumbs up below. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on Whitu. Mā te wā.